Well, hello and welcome to the Superwomen Wellness Connection channel. My name is Kim Goldtom, and I'm a certified master wellness coach and your host for this series. I'm so excited to be introducing you today to Lisa Robinette. Lisa, welcome.
Hi, thank you. I'm so excited.
You're welcome. Oh, I'm excited. And for those of you who have never met Lisa, and I'm going to certainly let her share more about her, but just to give you a little intro, she is a certified senior national advisor, and she's a mom. She wears a zillion different hats. She's been in corporate America, in a variety of different capacities, and now an entrepreneur. And so I'm going to let Lisa have you take it over from there, a little bit more about you.
Yeah, well, I'm a certified senior advisor. I've worked almost my entire professional career up to a couple of years ago, working in senior living. And then a couple of years ago, I had this brilliant idea that I was going to have a baby and then start my new business, like literally after I had the baby, and it was going to be perfect and work out amazing. And there have been some ups and downs, because that was a lot better idea in theory than it was in practice. But so I have a business called Choice Connections where instead of me previously working in the community and trying to get people to move into my community, now I work individually with the clients and try and find the best fit community for them wherever it is and advise them on moving or potentially bringing in home care and different things like that. And then about a year and change ago, I had another family member that runs a pretty large digital business out west, social media, sales funnels, everything, stuff that I quite honestly don't fully understand yet, but she kind of asked me to come on board and help out with a few clients. And when the quarantine happened about a year ago and working with seniors and moving into senior living communities almost completely stopped, that business that I was helping her out with actually helped me out quite a bit because I was able to kind of keep some income in and it's grown from there. So I work with seniors and that's definitely my passion, but have kind of grown into the social media management side of it as well for certain clients.
Yeah, no, that's exciting. Wow. And you do so many different things. So as a Superwoman mom,
right, that's me.
Has two businesses.
Yeah, that's me.
How do you manage your day-to-day life?
So this is something actually I was just recently involved in a marketing summit that I spoke on a little bit, and it was really pulling in those the structure and the lessons I learned in corporate America. There's a lot of things that, you kind of think, oh gosh, they want me to do it a certain way, or I have to do it this way. I have to get it in my CRM system, this, that, and the other. But when you're in your own business and you're working for yourself, you realize how important that structure and oversight really is for you.
Yeah.
So the big thing is scheduling, scheduling out your week, certainly, but really looking 90 days out. How many presentations do you have scheduled? How many appointments, outside external marketing? Are you scheduling your calls to clients that maybe aren't ready to move forward yet? That communication piece is really important too. So getting it scheduled, getting your time scheduled of, okay, this is my time for the gym or my walk time, things like that, because that's certainly important too, to make sure there's that balance. But what I've learned with having the girls home in the last year and then trying to do this myself out of the home is how important those micro bursts of time are for your business. Because, really, if you're looking at it and you're thinking, okay, over this 8-hour day that I'm looking at, I'm going to really make sure that, the 1 to 2 hours that I'm spending is really worth it. So, so a lot can be done in micro bits of time. You and I were talking, before this, I don't want to think how much time I wasted in the office, in a traditional office, walking around and talking to everybody. Somebody comes in to talk to you about something, and then you kind of, veer off into other conversations. Really, you were doing that microburst of productivity in the office anyhow, you know?
It's very true.
So yeah, those microbursts of time are really important. And then you can say, okay, listen, that's done. Now it's kid time, you know, now it's time to go out for a walk, to go out to the garden, so that then you can kind of have that balance.
And I love that, micro bursts of time. I like think I'm going to use that.
Right.
That's amazing. You know, it's such a great way of describing, you know, okay, well, I'm going to have this, you know, set a block time and I'm going to power through. But that sounds kind of, right? But when you say a micro burst of time, it just feels lighter and more fun and creative. And I like that.
And it, you know, I never thought I would be a mom that would put the kids in front of the TV to distract them. But Disney Plus, I mean, listen, I owe everything to them over this last year. But it's easy for me to say, you know, as a mom, girls, you know, I'm sorry, you have to give me this time. Like the girls now know, like a lot of times, because I've said so much to them, I'm going to be on a phone call. You just give me 20 minutes. I'm going to be on the phone. So now they'll come in and they'll be like, are you on a phone call? Like, because we've talked about it so much, but you know, for me to just say, listen, watch Cinderella for a little bit. I'm going to return these emails really quick. I'm going to try and make a couple calls, but then it's done and it's squashed and, you know, you can kind of move on.
Yeah, no, that's so nice. And you're teaching them so many different layers with that process as well, right? I mean, that's exciting.
Well, and I think too, again, what this last year has taught me as well is being able to kind of step away for that time, because, you know, if I'm scheduling it out and I know that, you know, this next hour is work time, stepping away then and kind of coming through with that promise that you gave them is just as important. And then the one-on-one time or the outside time, and then you feel better. Right. Yeah. So yeah, there's balance is important. It's a lot easier to say it than to actually be in practice and kind of go back and get it. But it is. It's important.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So what do you do to give yourself a little compassion for those days that don't necessarily go as balanced and pre-planned as hoped or anticipated?
Right. I mean, that's tough too, because a lot of times I can kind of get into how the plan went awry rather than kind of look at those areas that might have gone really well that day. You know, I can kind of go down into the glass is half empty really easily. Sure. Every single day is a new day to kind of start over and to really kind of stick to that schedule. I think kind of unplugging is really kind of a big thing that I've been practicing over the last year at nighttime, just so that, you know, in the morning you're refreshed and you're ready to go. I feel like when the quarantine first happened, we were all just like sleeping in until like 10, you know what I mean? And like, wait a minute, it's almost lunchtime, you know, because there was no schedule and you know, it didn't matter as much. So yeah, unplugging, getting that, and that kind of goes into owning your own business anyhow, and kind of being your person and working from home. You're up and you're dressed and you're at least ready to go for anything, you know, even if it's just, okay, let's get outside with the girls and go for a walk or whatever it is. You're up and you're ready to go and you're productive. So schedule is just a big thing that I never thought I would pull from the corporate world. That's really been so effective, you know, for me in all these areas, is just really kind of knowing on any given day, where I should be or kind of what I need to do to get it to the next day, I guess. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what would you say, is like your secret to your success for managing everything with your schedule and being so disciplined with, you know, all the different layers that you've been sharing, as well as the ones you've learned from corporate that you're, you know, implementing?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel a lot of times I don't feel like a success, you know, I mean, but I think, you know, whoever you're dealing with, whether it's a customer or a client or your kids, you know, if you're making those interactions, the best you possibly can for whatever time that is. And, you know, that's a success in itself. Mm-hmm. You know, it is very easy when you are trying to juggle all of that to kind of lose your temper and to get frustrated or whatnot. Yeah. You know, take a breath, everybody's human. Apologize if needed to whoever, to a client,
Right.
I'm very sorry. I didn't get back to you in time. To my girls, I'm sorry, Mommy didn't need to snap like that. You didn't deserve that. I mean, I've literally had those conversations with them at, 3 years old. I'm sorry, let's go out, give me a hug type thing.
Yeah. Well,
Say
and I
you're
think,
sorry and keep on moving.
yeah, absolutely. And I think that's amazing that you're so authentic with them and so vulnerable, to share that here. Cause I'm sure a lot of other people have been, feeling or have had similar situations. I mean, especially over the last year.
Right.
How could you not? Right. So it's, we're all human and we're doing the best we can. And I think the fact that you've created different ways to help, tracking with your schedule, but then also, giving yourself credit for those successes and everything that you're doing, right? That counts, and it's, 1 foot forward. So I think that's fantastic.
I mean, I think just trying to do whatever you're doing at that moment. Are you doing it the best you can? Or if you're distracted, you might as well not be doing it, because the other person can feel it. And so, yeah, just be as present as you can at that point.
That's nice. That is really nice. And so if anybody's interested and wants to learn more about this summit that you were just talking about, would they have the ability to access that?
Yeah, so I don't have the link off the top of my head,
That's
but
okay.
maybe we could add it in the comments or something.
For sure.
It was something that it wasn't just me. I mean, it was people literally all over the world kind of sharing different tips. I mean, things that I didn't even think of, that as I was going through as a presenter and hearing different things, I was like, wow, this is juicy. This is really good information, right?
Yeah.
For business owners and a lot of different, for any field, being a small business owner.
Oh my gosh,
So
yes.
I'll make sure I'll get the link and share it. And then the person who created and started the summit is going to do them kind of seasonally,
Oh,
with
nice.
different focuses. So.
Oh, that's exciting. Yeah. That's exciting. Yeah. So what kinds of things do you have coming up for you for your business and over the next few months or so?
Well, so the senior living side of it has started to pick up. I mean, honestly, yeah, to be honest with you, a year ago, I wasn't sure what my business would look like,
Sure, of course.
But because I had put the work in with my referral sources and different clients, as things started to open up, I started to get those calls, really kind of last fall is when things really started to move. So, I'm still working with clients that way. I have a passion. If you get me started on anything senior living,
yes.
I'm like, well, let me tell you this, and I'll kind of go off. But then with the social media management, that's something I never intended to be a part of, but as I've gotten to know it, it's something that's very satisfying to me to kind of create these different posts and these different engagements for their clients, and to kind of track that and, to post it and then 2 weeks later, look at the interactions and see, oh gosh, I really love that post, but it got, 10 likes or whatever it is, and to see other things that maybe I thought, wow, I wasn't, that wasn't something I thought would be as impactful as it was. Not impactful. People just like it, whatever. But so, yeah, I'm still doing social media management with clients. It's clients from the West Coast to the East Coast. And it's anything from a green home builder to a non-toxic vegan nail polish.
That's so awesome.
Just kind of different things like that. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's really exciting. Wow.
It's a lot of fun. A lot of times I'll get done and I'll be creating a post and I'll be like, look at what I just created to my husband. He's like, it's great. But it's very satisfying, to kind of have that finished product.
Yeah, absolutely. So. That's wonderful. Yeah. And so I really appreciate your time. And I know you have so much on your plate. So I really do appreciate your time. But I was just going to ask you, are there any last tips or things you would like to share for other super women moms out there who might be like, hey, how are you doing this? Or how's that working?
Create a marketing plan. It's not something just for the corporate world. Create your own marketing plan. There are templates, free templates all over. So create your marketing plan with kind of a rolling 90 days so that you can actually schedule out bigger schedule things that you want to do, or you really want to have this social media, marketing push done by a certain day, whatever it is, whether it's you're your own operation or not, get that plan in place so that you could at least the day before look at your calendar and say, okay, this is what I have going on tomorrow. Join a bigger network. You and I, when I lived in Virginia, we're part of the Peninsula Women's Network together. A network like that, or whatever it is in your area, is really important. It's something where you can, I couldn't possibly network to everybody in my area, but because I might have that group, they're advocating for me because they know me, they trust me. I've been able to present my work to them. So they're my footprint, and it gets bigger and bigger. But it's also someone that you can share your success with. That's something that's really important too, on your social media, but then with your network to kind of toot your horn, to say, you're not going to believe it. I just helped this client do this, or, I closed this deal to produce whatever it is that paints your picture for them. And then they can paint it for a potential client that they might be talking to. So, whether you're involved with the chamber or another, group in your area, there's free groups that you can join, certainly paid leads groups, whatever you feel like works for your business, join one. And schedule and communication. Yeah. That was a big thing that I saw for a lot of my clients, especially in senior living, is, it's just really the cheapest form of marketing that you have. So communicating one-on-one with that client, but then also with kind of clients in general, just with whatever platform you're on, keep communication going. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And you can certainly hire a social media manager such as myself. But if you feel, kind of so inclined, or kind of that's something that interests you, there are platforms that you can be involved in for, not a lot of money, that you can then go in and schedule that too, for yourself. But try that out.
That's great. Well, thank you. And we'll definitely be putting all of your information, your bio, your links in the description below, as well as the information for the summit. And so thank you so much for your time today, and all of your wisdom that you were able to share with
all of my many nuggets, right?
Yes. Yes.
I think that, to be honest with you, just, most days I do kind of feel like I turn around and it's, 1 minute it's 6 in the morning and the next minute it's 6 at night. But if you can just try and do it the best, fake it till you make it, even if you have to, right? And then, and then unplug and go to bed and feel good.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Well, thank you for having a microburst chance to speak with us. I don't know if I can use it that way, but that's what I was thinking.
Yes.
Yay! So thank you again. I really appreciate your time today.
Yeah, thank you.